Ted Turner returns to his seat. He was among the missing when we saw Jane Fonda on camera a moment ago. It's heartening to see that a man like Ted Turner makes his own run for hot dogs and beer.
If that's indeed what he went for.
Pure speculation, I guess.
Well, on my part, too.
Renteria is 0 for 2. Smacks one toward the gap in left center field. Klesko chases it to the wall. Renteria on his way to second, and he'll stop there with a one-out double.
Good job there by the Braves outfielders. I mean, they corralled that ball very quickly. Klesko went over and held Renteria to a double because this ball was in the gap and he could have bounded away. Now watch him. And he gets over there very quickly, waits for the carom, and gets it back in. And they hold Renteria to a double.
All the rain we've had here in the last couple of days, Joe, really killed that ball, too. When it got in the gap, you saw that big divot pop up, and it really slowed it down.
Fans are on their feet because it's Sheffield's turn. Here's what he did last time. Over the scoreboard atop the fence and left, and that tied the game at 1. The Braves moved in front again with a run in the top half of this 6th inning.
Well, Leo Mazzoni goes out to remind John Smoltz who can hurt him on this ball club and how they want to pitch him. Go back over the scouting report. And I'm sure Bobby Cox sent him out there to remind John.
Mike Cather, who was effective against Houston and retired the only batter he faced in this series so far, throwing in the bullpen.
First pitch will tell you how they want to get him out.
He hit the first pitch out his last time up. Ball 1.
You better not be messing around there. Slider just a little below the knees, but again, out away from Gary Sheffield.
I'm surprised Gary did not hit that ball because it was down the middle of the plate. Even though it was a breaking ball down, it was right in his zone.
Fastball lofted down the left field line. Klesko coming over all the way from shortstop. It's Blauser leaning over into the bullpen and toppling in a valiant pursuit, but he can't come up with it.
I think Blauser realizes how important it is if he can make this play. I mean, it's a great job. Watch, I mean, he just falls right over, reaches out as far as he can, and bounces over. Sheffield hoping it goes foul. What win there is pushing the ball towards left field, because that happened a couple of times earlier in this ball game where foul balls were just pushed out of play.
Sheffield jumping up and down trying to get that baby in that Braves bullpen out there and get it out of play.
Well, he had a pretty good pitch to hit, and he just missed it.
A man at second with one out, and Smoltz's 1-1 pitch. Misses 2-1.
Smoltz definitely trying to stay away from Sheffield. Pitch number 102. He jammed Sheffield his first time up. He made a great pitch on him with a fastball inside. Got that little comebacker to the mound.
3 balls and a strike. Renteria, who doubled, is at second with 1 out, representing the tying run.
It's important for Sheffield right here not to go out of the strike zone unless it's middle in and maybe down. But if this pitch is away or up, not go out of the strike zone. Let Bobby Bonilla have a rip.
Cather, the right-hander, throwing. Bonilla, a switch hitter next, better from the left side. Dalton, the left-handed hitter, to follow him. And Sheffield draws a walk.
They were not going to give him much to hit, even though the first pitch wasn't in the spot they wanted. He fouls it out of play, and then from then on, they just say, well, we're not going to take any more chances. Because he was able to pull that fastball when he shouldn't have been looking for it. They realized that they really didn't have a way to pitch to him in that at bat.
Renteria at second. Sheffield at first. Bonilla, who's 0 for 2. And 0 for 9 in the series so far. Hits this one to deep left. Klesko back near the fence. Makes the catch on the track. And the runners will hold.
There's a good fastball by Smoltz and a pitch out away. This is a good pitch. I mean, it's not a bad pitch for Bonilla to go after. It's right around the outside corner. It's about waist high. He just pulled off it a little bit and hit that fly ball to the left. Klesko makes the catch in the corner.
Well, let's see where this pitch was on supervision. You can see it's right toward the outside corner. So 95-mile-an-hour fastball. He definitely was not going to be able to pull that pitch, so he went with it. And as you mentioned, he hit it pretty well.
And it's not a pitch that Bobby Bonilla can't handle, Joe. I mean, he can handle pitches that way and go that way and hit them deep.
Dalton is 0 for 2. Down low, ball 1. Lopez takes it down to first, but Sheffield skips back.
Good play by Fred McGriff here on that low throw from Javi Lopez. Here he comes out right behind the hitter and threw that ball a one-hopper, a short hopper, and McGriff picked it out. Trying to pick Sheffield off. Catch that pitch and then come out right behind the hitter, a left-handed batter, and go to throw.
Smoltz works 1-1. And this ball is ripped to right, but Andrew Jones misplays it. It goes over his head. Renteria will score. Sheffield will be stopped. And Dalton has a double.
Sheffield was stopped because he couldn't run well. He was not running well. And you mentioned earlier the hamstring is still bothering him. This is a breaking ball that he hangs in the middle of the plate, and Dalton rips it. Andrew Jones is kind of caught in between. He doesn't have time to really get back. He thought he was going to be able to make it, but he can't get back there. That ball was just hit so hard, it took off, and it flies over his head. Now, the problem was that Sheffield just could not score, so he doesn't have time to really retreat because the ball was hit so hard. I think they were playing too shallow, to be honest with you.
He really misplayed that ball.
Yeah.
No, he didn't get a good jump on that ball at all. He never broke when it was hit.
Well, it's hit right at him, and that's where the problems come in. When a line drive is hit right at you, it's hard to react on it.
Devon White will get the intentional walk. They'll take their chances against Charles Johnson with the bases loaded. Smoltz has struck him out twice in this game. But let's look at this inning. Cangelosi began it by hitting the ball hard to center field for the first out. Renteria smacks a double into the gap. Sheffield, as they work very carefully to him, walks. Bonilla flies out to the opposite field, but the ball carried to the warning track. Then Dalton scorches one over Jones' head for a double. Is Smoltz losing something?
Well, the toughest ball for any outfielder to play is the ball lined right at him. And that ball is hit right over his head. As you mentioned, he didn't break back, but that's because when the ball's hit right at you, it's tough to get a good perspective on it. Your depth perception is limited when the ball's hit like that. There you see Alex Fernandez. He's out leading the cheers, and that's why he's still here. He's still here rooting on his teammates.
And that's one of the reasons why he's so popular among his teammates. His season is finished. His career has a question mark over it, and he's here cheering for his pals. Smoltz to Johnson. Strike one swinging. Coming into this at-bat, Charles Johnson is 0 for 15 lifetime. Well, there it is, with 11 strikeouts against Smoltz, including 2 tonight.
Well, it doesn't seem like he's picking the ball up well because he just was, that was like a dragging of his bat through the strike zone. He didn't swing.
Smoltz staying right with fastballs with him. He'll go down and away with a slider on Johnson, too. Struck him out a couple of times. Low breaking balls, down and away, really down and away. That sharp breaking slider from Smoltz. And again, I got to argue with the play by Jones. I mean, he never got a jump on that ball. You got to know that ball is really hit hard. Just the crack of the bat. You can hear it down there.
2. This is the difference between Smoltz, a great postseason pitcher, and the rookie Saunders. Smoltz is a horse. Smoltz has been in these situations before, and Cox will let him try to pitch his way out of it. Leland hooked Saunders in the top half of this inning. High with the fastball, 2-2. Sheffield at third, Dalton at second, Devon White at first. And the 2-2 pitch.
Well, Charles Johnson may not get another pitch like that the rest of the night from Smoltz anyway.
Well, you see Bobby Cox scratching his head. That was a mistake.
Wow. Hanging slider by Smoltz. Johnson has a heck of a rip and fouls it back. That's right down Main Street, right there. Belt high. Javi Lopez now wants Smoltz to back off. You'll go through a new set of signs.
And one problem with trying to snap that breaking ball off, you have a runner at third. You can't afford a wild pitch here either.
Yep, absolutely.
In the air to left center field and very well hit. Back into the gap, and Klesko's diving attempt is to no avail. 3 runs will score. There's a play at the plate, but sliding home is Devon White. On the double by Charles Johnson. What a time to get his first career hit on John Smoltz.
Well, he was late on the fastball. Smoltz throws him another breaking ball. But again, I think he's aware of the fact he can't bounce it. So he throws it for a strike, and Johnson finds the gap. And a great effort out there by Klesko. I mean, he almost came back down with this ball. He got a good jump on it. He ran to watch him make the dive, and he just misses it out there in left center field. Good hustle there by Klesko.
Now, how big is that miscue by Joe?